Aloha. This is the Avengers Endgame breakdown, overview, recap, whatever you want to call it. I don't think this video is going to be too long. I've already done a breakdown, a pre-breakdown of this movie before it even came out. I'll link it in the description. That pretty much goes into everything that I'm going to address in this breakdown right here. These are just the details of how that system is doing what I said it was going to do in the last video. So these are just some notes that I wrote down as the movie went along, because I watched a bootleg version. Yeah, I was able to take notes as the movie went along. So this is pretty much all I wanted to read off, because for the people who watch this channel, they already know the ins and outs of the depths of these little post-it notes that I've taken. So I don't really have to go into much detail about it. And if you haven't seen the movie, there are going to be some spoilers in here. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then just stop and then go somewhere else or do something else. But okay, so this is the Avengers Endgame. I've already gone into like the Endgame idea, what that does to the consciousness of people, as far as like storytelling, alchemy, like macro alchemy. The design, the setup of the Avengers, the superheroes overall in the mainstream media or the machine stream media is obviously, you can see the obvious racism, white supremacy in that system. So that's not even really need to go into to break down. In fact, that realization alone is enough to not even have to second guess talking about the story of racism, white supremacy. Watch, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, people are going to look back at the time now and be like, why the fuck wasn't anybody saying anything about how obvious this white supremacy program is? Why the hell did everybody have all these capabilities of the internet and never say anything about the most obvious deception that's going on, which is so-called white people being the evolutionary peak of this the beings we call human experience? Like, why isn't that? See, it's not very difficult to start to disassemble that once you start to look into the heliocentric deception and you start to see who the powers behind the heliocentric deception, and also the storylines that run alongside the heliocentric deception. See, the heliocentric deception was about control. So if it's about control, put it on the shelf of control and then analyze all the other alchemy and all the other mechanisms that have been used in the world of control on a macro scale. Once you put all those pieces together of control, then you'll be able to see the grid for what it is. Right now, you have people who are discovering for themselves something that had already been broken down by many people in previous days, in previous years, in previous cultures. So what people are doing now, because the egotistical mindset wants to be in charge of everything or be in control, because there's still this so-called white dynamic that is inside the people that thinks that they have to control and dominate and be the first ones to discover everything. This is part of the mind control, discovering America, discovering the new what we've been lied to about now, discovering the new truth, like all this stuff. Like, look at all this stuff that, people gravitate towards easy, like gap filler truths, but they don't really want to go into the depths of truth that involve unveiling the storylines of yourself, and on a micro and a macro scale. See, most people want to consume themselves with the storylines within the storyline, because that's what's cool, that's what's hip. But that's not what we're doing here, and that's not what people are talking about now. So, because all that old, even the old storylines. So that's a good segue into the old storylines, the old American way, the white man saving everything, the savior, of the world. This movie starts out with Iron Man teaching, what's her name? Teaching Nebula, who is more of a machine than she is any kind of being or alien. She's more a machine. Thanos broke her down, so she's like the alien version of transhumanism. And Thanos was like the machine world representative who turned his own daughter into a machine. So she has no feelings, no emotions. She's been completely broken down. So she represents what future humans are going to be like when they're completely desensitized and dumbed down and turned into mechanical, shadows of what so-called humanity used to be. Right now, social media and all that other stuff is the segue into that, like in the emotionless, dense, just computer robotic version of experience, like a robotic version of the soul, a mechanical version of, a mechanical version of experience. It's not fluid. It's not organic. It's something that has been synthesized. So this is what the machine stream media or the mainstream media or the transhumanism agenda, the new age agenda, the new world order agenda, this is what all these agendas, these micro agendas are moving towards. And they use Hollywood and their celebrities to push that agenda even further without people recognizing it. In fact, so much so that people then, it's not that they don't recognize it. They've been conditioned not to look at and recognize it, but conditioned instead to defend its existence. So this is how deep this goes, because the superheroes, how is anybody going to talk shit about, somebody else's superhero? So what I've been saying in all these videos is that so-called white people overall, through the belief systems of monkey evolution, have pawned off this idea to the rest of the world that monkeys evolved into black people, and then black people evolved into white people, and then white people have now evolved the entire experience through colonialism, terrorism, control, dominance, manipulation in every kind of way, gesture, alchemy. They've now said that since we've came from animals, what white people are overall, generally speaking, as far as a code of whiteness, how it is in society, that is okay. That's okay because we're just animals. We're just descendants of animals. So animals, since we're not acting like animals anymore, it's okay that we destroy each other because we're destroying each other intellectually. This is what they're saying. The military-industrial complex is something that should be esteemed of a high nature, the same way like society overall and education overall through the university system should be held in high esteem, because it's the evolutionary peak of everything that we can even perceive in this universe. And they use the move, so that's the ground level stuff that's going on the university system belief layer within our consciousness. And then the movies add emotion into that mix, use the foundation of scientism, and then jump off of that into sell emotion through their actors and the storyline through the script. They sell the agenda with the actors and the storyline to the masses. And the masses take in the subconscious programming that has been installed into the script, installed into each and every detail of that movie, including and especially the actors used to portray these stories to the people. Every detail within that is used to attack your subconscious 30,000 plus or however many times fold of, with the storyline of consciousness, like they're consciously experiencing. So consciously, on one level, people are going to see like the politically correct bullshit, like the obvious shit of at the end of the movie, they have Captain Marvel, or whatever her name is, unify all the women in the Avengers thing. So now Pepper Potts, like Iron Man's, lady is now she's now has her own suit, so she's fighting too. Then you have the Wasp up there. Then you have like Black Panthers, women warriors, and then you have like anybody else, or Black Widow. She's dead now, so she's a martyr or sacrifice now. And then so you have your man and your woman who have been crucified for the greater good. They're both women, or they're both white people, and so they've elevated themselves to God status. That's really what this whole movie is about, and you'll see how elevating technology of the so-called white person into God status. So I'll jump a little further. That's what happened when Captain America, out of fucking nowhere, just starts throwing around Thor's hammer. So what that's doing is telling you, and Captain America was one of the weakest Avengers up there. He's like the Batman of the Avengers. And all of a sudden, how the fuck is he elevated to God status? And now he can grab, and then Thor says, I knew it. Like, he knew he was a god. So he knew how the fuck, like, where does all this stuff come from? It's not based in anything kind of like organic. It's only based in the belief systems of the comic book writers, like the storyline of the mainstream media that is been pumped through all the superhero movies. All the superhero movies and comic books have been putting up so-called white people on a pedestal over everybody else. If white people are the superheroes, then non-white people are the villains. So they say that you're the villain, not by saying, white Captain America against the Black Panther villain in Africa. No. They say anything other than white is an enemy. So you have purple enemy, you got purple villains, red villains, rock villains, gray villains, brown villains, alien villains. You have all these other villains, but one thing that stays solid throughout all of the superhero movies is what? So-called white people being the superhero. So when white people are the superheroes in a fantasy world, then subconsciously you take that on in the real world. That's why these movies exist the way they exist. They're telling the same stories. This is the KKK in 2019. People just don't call it that. Marvel movies, DC movies, Hollywood politics, all of this. This is the extension of the KKK. And your truther community won't even, they're got their lips sealed on this shit. It's not that easy. You don't need to be a fucking rocket scientist to see that the KKK has moved in when it got shut down on the outside, when they couldn't run around, crazy and out in the open anymore in the public. When the Civil Rights Act came, that said, okay, we need to go underground. So that's what they did. They went underground. So the KKK went into the police department. It went into the university system. They said, we're going to teach these Negroes what we want them to learn. We're going to put these Negroes in cages. We're going to tell them what their entertainment is. We're going to make our own black entertainment television, and we're going to give it to them. And we're going to tell them what their history is and what their arts are, what their shit is about. And then over time, they will end up worshiping us. And this is what you have today. So-called black people around the world not knowing who the fuck they are, specifically in the Americas, calling themselves shit like African American and black and shit that ain't got nothing to do with who and what they are or their ancestry, and then having to defend that against the white people, so-called white people, because why? Why the fuck do we have to say anything to them? Why does anything have to be said in response to their word? Why is their word held at such a high esteem? Because of all the subconscious programming and the conscious programming that has been happening over generations upon generations. The Endgame, the Avengers Endgame is just another version of that. So, hold on, let me close it. So you have Avengers Endgame starting out with Nebula, a transhumanism, the subconsciously robot, being taught compassion. So a machine, like, see this in the real world. These notes are the real, how the Avengers translates over to real world mind controls. How does the Avengers universe translate over to real world mind controls? This is how that movie translates over, scene by scene. At least the ones that stand out. The rest is just like, what's it called? Like action, entertainment, and shit. It's a filler space, filler shit to the mind control. So a white man teaching a robot to have fun, compassion, how to care, how to feel. So that's like starting you over at the same time, because you need to be completely rebooted, resetted, in order to accept the transhumanism simulation theory agenda. So this is them telling you that it's okay to merge with machine. Look, machines can feel compassion. They can have fun. They know how to care. They know how to feel. So when you, as an organic, whatever you are, start merging with machines that white people have made, then, it'll be okay. That's Iron Man. He'll be there to help you, to guide you through. He'll teach you how to play, was that finger football, whatever that was, whatever they were flicking, table football, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So that's the whole point. So that's the transhumanism agenda in the first scene. Another thing is that it's also telling you that since we have been desensitized and dumbed down so much, that basically the average so-called human of everyday mainstream reality is basically nothing more than a robot. They can't think any further than artificial intelligence. They have nothing more than artificial intelligence is actually more pertinent to this reality than your experience, than your intelligence. That's what this Avengers technology simulation theory transhumanism merging shit CERN merging things. That's the design of it, to make machinery equivalent to so-called humanity, to the organic soul experience. So the whole movie is like I said, obviously putting so-called white people at the forefront of, what the whole universe is doing. And then like they put the whole universe on the shoulders of Iron Man and Captain America and Hulk and the Black Widow, like all these white people. They start the movie off feeling very sad. Like the ones who are still alive, who weren't taken out by Thanos' finger snap. They are like they're teaming together and they're figuring out like, what do we need to do? We have to do something. We're the Avengers. So they have rebuilding. Let's see, what does this say? So you have this narcissistic approach to the entire universe of Captain America and Iron Man feeling sad because they didn't save the day. So they're responsible. Like that puts them up as like on Thor status or God status. It's like, oh man, Captain America. He's like, of all people to stay alive, like why the fuck Captain America? Because he's the leader. He's their leader. So the rebuilding discussion. Where was this? Okay, so Captain America is in some kind of Alcoholics Anonymous kind of meeting where it's not about alcohol though. It's about like, people being sad about the Thanos killing everybody. So Captain America is there like a fucking therapist for people. He's saving the universe and he's saving individuals one at a time, just with like. Getting them through their feelings of losing their loved ones and all that shit. So who he's talking to is who? He's having his rebuilding discussion with a gay white man talking about a date and having difficulty coping. Like he can't cope with this gay white man, like of all the characters that they could pick to talk about dealing with, coping with what's going on, of all the characters in the entire world, they had to find and write in the script a gay white man who is having difficulty coping. And Captain America has all the answers. He tells him, we've been through a bunch of hard times and we got, the good old American, we're going to get through it. So there's your LGBT agenda in there. Like I said, everything has a meaning and a purpose when they're doing this shit. Like I said, they could have picked any other kind of character in there, but they enter in with the guy talking about, I was just on a date and da 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 da, and he's a gay man, he's a white man, so you're supposed to be listening to these two white men talking to each other. Oh, and there's a gay man, so Captain America is pro whatever, whatever that politically correct shit is out there. So he's cool. So that's one thing that was one ping that was in there. And then, so another thing is, like even the Avengers, even the superheroes, when the shit hits the fan and when the whole world resets, what do? They go back to their primal in the mainstream world. They go back to the same old ways in the value system of the Western world. So Hulk does that by going back to when the world resets. Hulk saying to Hulk is now a mixture of both Hulk and Bruce Banner, and now he's like all like super nice and talking to kids and telling kids like, listen to your mom, the values, because that's all we have now, because we don't have problems of villains from other dimensions anymore. Now we have to be in charge of you, living right and doing right by your parents. Why? Because the only authority figures that exist in the entire universe now have been shrunk all the way down to the bare basic shit. Who's in charge? Your parents, and you got who was the other one? There's another one, the basics. Listen to your mom. Iron Man talking about family values. So yeah, so Iron Man's reset point is when he goes to he has so 5 years pass over over this whole time, and this is what the Avengers are doing that are still alive since the other movie ended and everybody died. So 5 years have passed. Hulk is now this, mixture of both, and he's like really sweet and, telling people about like, oh yeah, like, listen to your mother, like the fuck. And then Iron Man has a baby now with Pepper Potts, and now he's a family guy. He's a family man now. So he's telling the whole world. He even tells the Avengers that I'm not coming back to save the day. I've given up that superhero stuff. Now it's just about family. And so they make that shit they make the micro story equivalent to the macro story. So this is what I'm saying is this is another mechanism of keeping you quiet, and like it makes you think in reality like, oh yeah, we don't even the two things are separate. We don't have to focus on the macro. Why? Because taking care of your family is equal to the macro. And so that's another way of shutting you down on a macro scale from being involved in anything that happens on a bigger picture. Why? Because they told you that, raising, your daughter and your being with your wife, that's it. That's the only thing that matters. And that's equivalent to, dealing with the macro universal shit that's going on. So that's what that whole thing is in there for. That's not to take away from like, focusing on your family and raising your family and kids. It's not at all to take away from the importance of that, because when you really, speed that up and you look at over time, when you're raising that child to do the same thing and beyond of what you were doing. So if you're doing what you're doing right now that's involving the macro, and then you raise your children to do that, then you're still dealing with the macro. But that's not what the system is doing. The system is telling you, no, these two are completely different things, but they're equivalent energetically. And once you get to that space and believe that reality, then you're automatically shutting down your engagement in the macro storyline, because the normal everyday reality is just about taking care of your family, like Iron Man. So if you just take care of your family, now you're a fucking superhero. You know, so that's, you know, Iron Man, that's just, you just made a decision like Iron Man would have made, but he's fucking Iron Man, so he has to obviously save the day. But you just be regular, man, you be regular white man, and then you can just take care of your family, and that's also superhero shit. So that's another way to desensitize and take the power away subconsciously from the people of recognizing their responsibility to the overall storyline. So you got the LGBT agenda in there, the transhumanism agenda, the simulation theory. This is before the action even starts. This is in the setup scenes. So let's see, the world resets. Hulk focusing on family values. Iron Man talking about family. Oh no, Hulk talking about listen to your mom. Iron Man talking about family values, and then Pepper Potts mentioning composting. So Pepper Potts is talking about like, that's like when the shit hits the fan, like what are you gonna do? You're gonna be, you know, growing your own food, getting your own water, doing your own things. So she's you know, telling the whole world like what you should do. Like after, so it's an example of, you know, like what is acceptable. You know, even your superheroes now, they're talking about like, what the fuck is Pepper Potts talking about? Composting, you know, like green shit, all this sustainable energy. Basically that's what it's talking, like solar energy and all that. So why is that when she's the wife of Iron Man, like the basically a superhero that, you know, travels into other dimensions and all that other shit. So there's a real world transition or transfer of meaning and purpose in these movies, obviously. So that's another, those three things: listen to your mother, focus on your family, and, you know, Pepper Potts talking about composting. And they're telling you that's all equal to the macro story. So that's one thing that happens on the first start. Now, on the other end, Thor, he's a gamer now, so he's all overweight. He's has nothing to do. All of his people are destroyed. His planet is destroyed, and all his family is gone, and now he's just stuck on Earth. And all he has is his friends from Ragnarok. And his friends are just like, they just stay on some island out in the UK somewhere or whatever. And they don't leave. So he's just shrunk his whole thing down. A god is now this fat, gaming, empty, regular person. But he's happy. He's the only Avenger that's happy. He's happy being... He's like, what was that phrase of, whatever that phrase is, of being happy and being like slaves at the same time. So this is, yeah, I don't have to go into that anymore. So Thor is a gamer. He's a fat, not god. He's just a regular ass dude now. They're obviously selling the quantum realm with the CERN. Let's see. Quantum realm, CERN. Bullshit. Okay, so that's what it was. So the Ant-Man, he's now the savior of everything because he's bringing in the quantum, like I said in the last movie, or the last film, or the last video that I did talking about Endgame. I said they were going to bring, you know, that's how they're going to time travel and bring all the Avengers back with Ant-Man's quantum realm bullshit. And that is to focus all of your attention on the CERN program. And the machine that they used, time travel machine in the Avengers movie, looks exactly like the CERN design. So the CERN program, or the CERN machine, is... for those who don't know, is like supposedly opening up doorways or interdimensional gateways and allowing beings to go in and out. And all of it is created by crashing photons into each other and opening up black holes. The miniature black holes. That's what they're telling the world that they're doing. So basically, CERN is another version. And FYI, CERN started in 1958 or something, 58. and NASA started in 59, and I've been saying that CERN is the contingency plan to the flat Earth. So when the heliocentric world goes down, heliocentrism goes down, then the simulation theory would be there. That's Plan B. Plan A lasted 50 years, however many years, 20 plus, however 50, 60, 70, so 50 years. 50, they got a good solid 50 years out of NASA. But NASA is being, taken out right now. So what do they got to bring in now? The next Plan B, which is CERN. So now that universe is crashing, the simulated universe is going to be installed. And they're going to do that with these movies, these superheroes. Because why? Because everybody's a fucking teenager in their minds anyway. They can't think for them. Nobody can think past rated R17, NC17, PG-13. Nobody can think or even feel beyond or contemplate beyond the adolescent consciousness that has been dictated by the racism white supremacy program through your education system, through politics, through your entertainment, and installed into your reality in your everyday in your everyday basis. Subconsciously, you're getting hit with it. Look at your television, your commercials, so on and so forth. So Ant-Man loses his daughter. Oh wait, is that Ant-Man or what is the other dude's name? Ant-Man loses his girlfriend or somebody like that. I think it's his girlfriend. Or is his daughter? No, his daughter. So his daughter is like she perished or something like or not. It was either his daughter or his. No, I think his daughter was still alive, but Wasp. The Wasp and Wasp's father, Michael Douglas, they both perished. So he's got to go save them. He's got to go save his friends and family. And what does it do with the arrows? He lost his daughter, so he comes back later, and then so this is how they sell all this shit. They sell all their macro storylines through your micro heartstrings. So they sell simulation theory and CERN and transhumanism to you by making you feel a certain way through like family values and connections and all that other shit that they put through there. They make you feel same way they talk shit about like they sell politics to you by making you influence you by like global warming scares and shit. Like my mom was telling me something about she was watching the new planet Earth, and she was talking about how these walruses were jumping off the fucking mountains they off the cliffs because they can't differentiate, they can't do height differences or whatever. Anyway, the reasons why these walruses are going up onto this mountain, they were claiming is because global warming has forced these walruses up to the mountains, and the walruses aren't used to this, so they don't have any depth perception, and the walruses are just diving off of these cliffs, off of the cliff straight into a mountain, and they think they're going into the water, but they're not. They're landing on the beach and they're dying. So global warming is killing all of the walruses. So I told my mom that she understood immediately because she gets this shit. So because she was telling me the story from the perspective of what white people had told her, like how to think as far as like, without really saying it like that, but she was saying like, yeah, they want you to think that global warming is doing it, but she was still had this kind of attachment to it of like, oh, this is happening because not everybody is going through this information, still has some kind of belief in what's going on. So it's like, yeah, but as soon as I flipped the script and was like, yeah, so now they want you to think global warming is real because walruses are jumping off of fucking cliffs. Like, what the fuck? Like the same way they put these heartstrings they pull your intellectual heartstrings with showing you like beautiful CGI images or beautiful high definition images of Earth in the Planet Earth documentary. They make you think like, oh, this is such a beautiful place. Oh, that's so wonderful. And they zoom in and it's fucking CGI. It's all make believe and it's all manipulating of the story to make you think, act, and feel a certain way. So the same way they put like politics in the Avengers movie, they put politics in the fucking documentaries with David Attenborough's voice in the background narrating to you about how global warming is making walruses dive off of mountains and you should do something politically about that. Why? Because you drive around a car and you benefit from Western civilization and all that other fucking bullshit that's out there. Fuck them walruses. Ain't got shit to do with fuck global warming and all that other shit. Stop worrying about all these animals before you deal with the fucking people that you've been enslaving and fucking over. This is the shit that makes them look like superheroes. Because this is why the animals are such in your consciousness so much. And I ain't got nothing against animals. What I'm saying is that the system of racism and white supremacy makes itself out to be a superhero by all these different ways. One of the ways that it does it is by putting animals up into your world as if the animals are like we are the caretakers of the animals. So they make you think that that the system gives a fuck about that it's benevolent and it gives a fuck about the entire world. Why? Because they have these little programs that help animals here and there. Meanwhile, they're putting all the people in jail and killing all the people on a daily and bombing all the fucking people, and they don't give a fuck about them. They don't say a shit about that. And then most people in their regular life give a fuck about animals than they do about the people, so-called black and brown peoples of the world, all the damn so-called black and brown people, the indigenous people in the prison system as a result of the prison industrial complex. You don't see any fucking David Attenborough narrated documentaries on that shit. You only hear about the walruses jumping off the fucking cliff because of global warming. Well, what caused the fucking prison industrial complex? You don't see that shit on Netflix. You only see these little motherfuckers like Brie Larson, all these little pompous, like self-entitled, self-important pieces of shit who think that, talking about how fucking white people are acting in society as if that's the problem, or white people are acting in Hollywood as if that's the problem with society. You guys are so fucking far removed from what's happening on the street level. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They have no idea. And people still believe all of that shit that's coming through there. Why? Because they keep they keep putting these people, these images in your face. All these fucking white people. For what reason? Captain America. So, let me go through this. So the quantum realm, CERN is being sold to you by, so now the Avengers are your family members. That's why they tell all these storylines, like he's looking for his wife, he's looking for his daughter, she's looking for whoever, he's looking for, his mother, like Thor's like talks to his mother. Iron Man goes back in time and talks to his dad, so all this is family heartstrings. It's making it real for you. And they're using that. They want to make it real for you because CERN and simulation theory and all the other subconscious manipulative mind control programs that are within the script need to be sold to you with something real, something organic to you. And then since you're not, a rocket scientist, you don't know how to do, think about, you're not like Iron Man. You can't think like Bruce Banner. You can't do all that. So you leave it all up to the superheroes of real life. Who are the superheroes of real life? They put them, they're politicians. Your Neil deGrasse Tysons, your Bill Nyes, your Brian Cox, your Ray Kurzweils, your everybody that has been, pumped into the society. Those are your superheroes. Those are your real world superheroes dealing with real world situations. So that's why the Hollywood scene has to be politically engaged, because that's the purpose, to make the political scene, the education, so-called intellectual educational scene, the university system scene, and all the people in there, make them out to be superheroes. So you think there's a separation between Neil deGrasse Tyson and Don Cheadle in the Avengers? No, I ain't. They're the same motherfuckers. They're doing the same shit to you. The same way there's no separation between somebody like Captain America and Bill Nye or something like that. They have the same effect on the macro storyline. So let's see. Obviously, I've already mentioned Brie Larson and her Captain Marvel shit coming in, the women come to save the day bullshit, and that was obvious in the movie. They did it in the trailer. They're doing it with her character, and then they're doing it now with, or they did it in the movie. So white people are center stage, and everybody is a backstage character, a backstage actor. So, let's see. Quantum realm, heartstrings. After you get the soul stone, you wake up in water. So this was just another note that I wanted to throw out there for people disassembling these movies. In order to get the soul stone, Thanos has to kill, they have to swap a soul out. They have to kill somebody. So Thanos does that with his daughter, and then both of, what is it, Hawkeye and Black Widow, they tried to sacrifice themselves, and then Black Widow's like, no, you have a daughter, you have to stay here. So she sacrifices herself, and then they get the soul stone. Point is, they wake up in water. Water is a whole like birthing, tapping, it's a nod to like the birthing process, the soul process, the whole like leaving of one world, going into another one. They wake up into another one. You're in the waters, the oceans, the universal consciousness. Like that whole thing. The soul is the organic, the living waters of the entire experience. So that's like it's, you see how quick it is to talk about the soul. The soul stone doesn't have much screen time, because they can't talk too much about the soul. Why? Because it's not about the soul. In fact, talking too much about the soul will take too much attention away from technology. You talk about the soul, you're going to take the attention away from CERN and simulation theory and transhumanism and everything else they want you to focus on. So the soul stone gets no time. But the time stone and all those other ones, they're all out there in your face. So that's another mechanism that's out there to keep you distracted and missing something. So let's see. After you get the soul stone, you wake up in the waters. Okay. Iron Man technology is equivalent to a glove being forged by the energy of a dying star. Okay, yeah. So this is another miss, or another thing that I noticed that was part of the technology agenda. And I've been saying this about every single Avengers movie breakdown that I've done, or every single Marvel movie breakdown, and them talking about technology. But the point is, in the other Avengers movie, in order to fight Thanos, Thor and Rocket had to go all the way to another galaxy to get that hammer to be made, and the only way that hammer could be made that was equivalent to his hammer was to get the materials, like the metals from a dying star. So they had a whole scene. They had to go do that. They had to go to another fucking place and get a dying star and get somebody who makes weapons out of dying star material, and then take it back to Earth to fight Thanos. Where in this movie, all they had to do was go to Iron Man, and then Iron Man can now because that was the whole thing. They had to go there. See, Thanos had to go there to make that glove. He had to go get that energy of a dying star to make the glove to hold all of the the Infinity Stones. So that's why they went to go get that hammer to go defeat the glove, right? That whole thing don't matter anymore, because now Iron Man could have just made a glove that could hold the Infinity Stones. So what that's doing is that's putting white man technology up at the status of God level technology. And you don't even think twice about it. You just, oh yeah, that easily. So this is this is the purpose of these movies, to elevate Western, everything that's so-called positive in Western society or Western civilization, to elevate it and them to God status. That's the whole purpose of this shit. How do they do it? By making you think that Iron Man's technology is equivalent to other galaxies' technologies and like godly technology with that glove shit. And then people who know about the Marvel movies know what I'm talking about. What else is there? So that's one thing. When Thanos is talking to Captain America, Thanos is talking about redoing it again. He said he failed. Like, so he snapped his fingers and then everybody died, but then he died. So now he wants to kill everything because his plan didn't really work. So now that's his mission, is to now kill everything. Or and then start over again with the stones in this movie. So that's what he's trying to do. And then he says, I'll create a peaceful universe. And then Captain America says, born out of blood. And then Thanos says, they'll never know. So this is the same thing that's happening today. The so-called Western civilization is pawning off to the rest of the world. It's basically Thanos pawning off to the rest of the world that this is peace. This is not peace. We're not in it. We've never been in peace. Our people have never experienced peace from your people, period. We've never, generations of my people have never been able to live in peace because of the actions of your people. How many generations of our people have had to deal with the bullshit of their people? How many? How many lives have been lost? Do I have to list all the shit off? Genocide, gentrification, alligator bait, colonialism, genocide, eugenics. The list goes on and on and on and on about a very particular type of people against a very particular type of other people. It's not equivalent. It's very specific. So this is a peaceful universe. This is that masochistic, sort of narcissistic bullshit type of thinking that both Iron Man and Captain America both have. They both think like Thanos. They have the same thing. They're doing the same shit. So this system, Western society, was built out of blood. But people don't know it. Largely don't care. If they do know, they know some bastardized version of what it is. And what that is basically a non-issue. They don't know. They know, they think they know. It's like telling us Black History Month is all of our history. First of all, what the fuck is black? Second of all, who the fuck, why is there a month for our history? Where are all the psychologists who break this stuff down? All that schooling, all these psychologists out there. How many psychology degrees are out there being wasted on bullshit? They don't talk about shit. They don't analyze nothing. Ain't no critically thinking psychologists out there. What the fuck? Ain't doing shit. So, yeah. Peaceful universe, born out of blood, they'll never know. Same shit's happening today. We don't know today because people have been convincing. You got people defending the Western so-called civilization. Still. So Nebula's whole thing is how she exists. She represents transhumanism, the so-called future human. But the point is with her is that her character starts off completely different in the beginning when she was introduced in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then she came back in the end of the movie in the Endgame. She flipped from a villain to now a superhero, and that's to sell in the agenda of computers being able to be equivalent to so-called humanity and able to learn and change and be compassionate and be loving and feel. That's the desensitizing you to taking in technology into your world with transhumanism. So Nebula represents that character. And then I already mentioned this, but Captain America, out of nowhere grabs Thor's hammer. So now they said earlier when Thor went back in time and started talking to his mother, and then he reached for his hammer. He didn't think he was worthy anymore. He didn't think he was worthy to be a god anymore. He thought he had been downgraded to so-called human. So they put that part in there to emphasize the part that was coming on later on in the movie when Captain America out of nowhere just grabs or like picks up Thor's hammer. So that's the Marvel universe telling you that the regular white man Captain America is now reached God status. So the American white man, the leader of the Avengers, is now equivalent to the god. The god of Asgard, like god of thunder. He's a god now. That's the whole point of all these Avengers movies, all of it. And then to put this, the final nail in the coffin, in your powerlessness, Captain America has to save the day again at the end when everybody has to double save the day. He has to go back in time and retreat and return the Infinity Stones to all the places so the timelines don't get fucked up. So he does that, and then he ends up staying back in time. Why? Because Iron Man told him to have a good old American life and have a family. So he did that. And then he comes back, and now he's like 80 years old. And now he's talking to Don Cheadle's character. I don't even know his fucking name. Don Cheadle's character in there is talking to Captain America now. And now Captain America's all old, so you're not going to have a Captain America anymore. You're not going to have an Iron Man. So the white men are now gone in the future movies now. So now that's them killing. So the powerless people are now gone. This is what the Avengers movie was to do. To kill the old idea of white superheroes and now only have like the real superheroes doing their thing. So now you had the changing of the guard. So now it goes from white superheroes to black superheroes. So another thing I didn't write down, Black Panther didn't really have much of any time in this movie. And the fucked up thing, the only time he did in the main fight scene, what did they do? His main fight scene, they treated him like he was a fucking football player. That was the only thing that the only thing that Black Panther could do was grab the glove, Thanos' glove, or the Infinity Stone glove, and try to get it to wherever they were trying to get it to. So he's running through this war field like a fucking, like Reggie Sanders or something like that, like a. I don't even have to go into that. Like you already know the details about, the mechanisms of how we've been conditioned to think about our people and our experience and our capabilities in this realm. We have been told, conditioned, and convinced that we are nothing more than athletic, empty, muscle-headed slaves. And even in the Avengers movie, they did it with your fucking superhero. You got a sliver of screen time. Black Panther made one of the most money out of all the Avengers movies. He got a sliver of screen time. Wasn't at all really written into the script in any kind of meaningful way. And like all the other characters along with him, they ain't even really in the movie either. The only time they used the other characters in that movie when they was pulling up that women's empowerment shit. And so when men can't do it, women save the day. So they step up and they have to grab the glove. And who's in charge? Captain Marvel, the Hillary Clinton looking superhero who now has her hair cut like Hillary Clinton. Nobody fucking likes her too. Same thing. Nobody likes her in real life. Nobody even likes her in the Marvel universe. So, yeah, this is that time travel Avengers Endgame bullshit. Basically, they can't go back and over. They get to keep resetting everything over and over and over again. Keep time traveling. So, there are Endgame suits, obviously, white suits. So, Captain America is now a god. Thor says he knew it. The women come to save the day, and they stand up there like the Avengers are standing here, and all the crazy music. So that's obviously the political scene, just like the LGBT, having your gay white man talk about his date and how he's coping. Oh, he's having so much difficulty. This white man he's having so much difficulty coping with life now, and he's finally going on a date. He has a date now. So you should all be happy for him. And Captain America has to help him. So at the end of the movie, after white people save the universe, save the galaxy, save the planet, save the country, save everything over and over and over again, now Captain America has to go double save the day. He has to save future days. He has to save future timelines. He has to go into all these other places, return the Infinity Stones, and then save the day. So they can't end it on that. So the changing of the guard is what? So now you have Captain America, who's no longer Captain America anymore. He doesn't have any powers. He's an old fogey. He's 80 years old. He can't move. He can't fight. Can't do shit. And he had no superpowers in the first place. So what does he have to do? Captain America, the weakest fucking Avenger out there, at the end game, what does he do? He hands off his having no power ass shit over to who? Passes it down to Don Cheadle. And then Don Cheadle is now standing there. Oh really? Is Don Cheadle now worthy of the Captain America shield? So what does that do? The end game. The end game of the Avengers has elevated Iron Man and Captain America to God status. And since they don't want to leave you out, they elevate you to old Captain America status. So you get the old leftovers. You get the old leftover. Don Cheadle got the old leftover superhero crumbs of Captain America, who wasn't powerful at all anyway. And then what's he got to stand there? Oh, are you serious? Oh, so now you got Captain Black America. The same shit that happened with the Obama shit. Like, they're supposed to buy you off and sell you off down the line just like they always been doing. So that's the undercover shit that was going on in the Avengers Endgame. That's like the behind the scenes consciousness of the Avengers Endgame. I'll leave it at that, because the other video breaks down, like, that's linked in the description. It breaks down like all this stuff in more detail. So that's it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the support. And until next time, from all my relations, peace, love, and harmony.